Okay, my persuasive speech is about tattoos in the workplace, and I kind of just wanted to discuss how people discriminate often, those with tattoos, and how they may have less of a chance of being hired, and also how I think it shouldn't really be like a factor in hiring people, and they should mainly look at their skills and qualifications first. So yeah, that's my purpose of this speech, just to kind of talk about how a lot of people have tattoos now, so it's hard to rule everyone out that has tattoos, especially if they're qualified people, and how that's still definitely a discrimination against people with tattoos. So I really think that tattoos are a good self-expression, kind of like clothing, and like represents people's styles. And it's just really common now for a lot of people to have tattoos. I know personally I have tattoos, and luckily they are easy to cover up, so I think those who do have maybe the more obvious ones, like the neck tattoos, I can kind of get how they may have less of a chance to be hired, but I don't think eventually that it should be a main factor in how people are hired, and if they feel like they can't get jobs certain places just because of that. So there's still, just negative biases against people with tattoos, just to them being, they think they're more rebellious, or that it just looks bad, or maybe represents them being more of a compulsive person, which I don't necessarily think is true. And there's still 60% of professionals still have negative views of people with tattoos and are less likely to hire them. But I did read also that 70% of like Americans in general don't think that tattoos are bad. So there's still that percent. And I just think discrimination and hiring people shouldn't be like legal. And I know there's been like cases of people being fired because they didn't cover up their tattoo, even if they like just forgot to or something. Like if they forgot to cover up their tattoo, they were fired. And I know personally, I worked at a gas station before, and they made people with just tattoos on their arms like wear long sleeves under their shirts, and even in the summer, even when they had to like go outside a lot, and eventually I think they realized that was kind of pointless, and so they allowed them to show the tattoos, as long as they're not offensive to anyone. And the person I know that had a lot of tattoos there, he was a really good worker, and he actually became an assistant manager eventually. So it just kind of showed, at least they hired him, but it showed that the tattoos didn't affect like his work or how good of a job he did. So about 20% of Americans have tattoos, and about 40% of millennials have tattoos. Sorry, it's the end of the slideshow.